Alright, what's up? Back with another replay analysis, this time for Tomoose. He also asked me to watch his two teammates because he plays with them. Yeah, he's teamed up with them. So I'll do his perspective first, and maybe we'll go over the other two, maybe a little faster, or just between him playing. Alright, let's go. So I already set this in another video too. In this position, when the diagonal kickoff taker is coming from the right, the guy on the right here should cheat, or should go for boost, which is you in this case. And the reason for that is because if you come in the diagonal kickoff taker, it's probably gonna end up on the other side of the field from where he came from. So he's coming from the right, he's probably gonna end up on the left. If your guy on the left goes for boost, your back boost will be gone. But it is good that one of you cheats and one of you goes for boost, because that's it's very standard. In this case, it should have looked like that. He went to the left, so this guy landed on the left. He can take this boost, but sometimes an opponent will take it, or even a teammate, and then this back boost would be gone. But that's, I mean, if you play with them more, you can definitely like implement that for kickoffs. So that's good follow. You took the boost, that's fine. Here you just leave. That's fine. You can chill. So this is something you also want to avoid. So I'll talk more team wise, I guess, because it actually makes sense if you wanna keep playing with them and get better as a team. So here you guys are all on the same side of the pitch. Normally you wanna have the two in front on other sides and the third guy on the same side as the ball. So in this case you're fine, but Feen should probably be more to the left because he's too close to the play with you're first already there. You're fine here because you can react to this easily. I was unlucky no one was there, so here I don't know what your teammates will do. Oh, we'll go over that. We'll go over them after actually. So there should have been a team at middle, and here you go through the middle. Back is fine. Don't boost here, there's no need to. Just flip another time, you'll go supersonic there. So here, just good patience. Boost fine, and then go back post. It's fine. Here you probably have more time. So this guy just committed. This guy committed, and the other guy also kind of committed. Serial killer. So here you have more time to do more with this ball. In this case, it's probably just best to try and get it to the left and roll up the wall, so Feen could take it, or either just try and dribble this. It was kind of awkward because the guy was there, but and it's fine. Again, you need to turn for this. So here. This is fine. Here you want to go back, which is fine. But this guy gets demo. Here you just need to go for it. Especially because you can see the third guy all the way in the back. So you're probably going to beat anyone to this ball. If you're not beating them, you can at least get a 50. There's a third back already. Well, not yet, but in like 2-3 seconds he will respawn. It's fine. So now this is, they have more time and control with the ball, which you need to, I mean, you could have turned, you know. So here you go into a little too fast. So this could still be fine, but here, it's more as first guy you can jump in like this, but you really wanna try and get a better 50 or maybe even fake challenge it. As first guy you don't need to fake challenge it, honestly, you could just go for it. But the 50 was pretty bad because you jumped here for no reason. Like he cannot really get it up. If he does, then your teammate should be there. You could have gotten a better 50 pretty much. This should be fine. That was a good demo. And that was awkward. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Let's see what happens. So here, this actually seeking the demo here was pretty smart because he was gonna pass it to him. And then this, I mean, if you could have saved that for sure. I don't think I need to say anything more about this. I don't really go into mechanics so often because I don't know, doesn't really make sense. Alright, that's good. Well, again, you want your guy to cheat here. So on double diagonal, you want the middle guy to cheat and the other guy on the diagonal to go for boost. Okay, that's a double. So here, Feen, like, I'll look at the other two's perspective after yours. But here, this is really a team thing. But in solo queue you can also do this. So Feen should really see that if no one of their team can get it, you can catch it and then go up the wall, whatever, do whatever the fuck you want with the ball. But this is just a waste because you could have controlled it, and like now it's pretty awkward. They have the ball. Now it should be fine again. So here, this too. You want to put this in the corner. So of course you don't expect your teammate to miss, but oh maybe you do. I don't know. But here you should just put this in the corner and try and roll up the wall. Shooting it out like this is normally pretty risky, because it's pretty much just passing them the ball. If you can keep it close and go for a 50 in the corner, or get it up the wall and maybe get an air dribble out, or a pass out middle, it's way better to like start the counter attack. So that's fine. You push up, that's good. You need to go back post, nice. So this is awkward. The thing with this is you should probably just go off the wall and try and hit it. If you don't go for this, it makes it awkward for your teammates because they don't know if you're gonna go or not, and they will probably just wait for you to go, unless they're really impatient and just ball chase this. But if you go off the wall, you could probably hit that. And if you don't, it's very clear for your teammates that, I mean, that you're going, and they can react to that instead of not knowing what to do because they don't know what you're doing. In team comps, you can always call it out though. So if you call it out, that's fine, because then they know they can just commit to it because you're not committing. But if you're not, then definitely just go, or make it very clear that you're not gonna go. So training for this is kind of risky because here you're not gonna get the ball anymore. If it had a better bounce or got close to you or went up the wall, you can definitely go for this. But here I would just go back, like faster, and then here, I mean, you should go back post a little more. So take a wider turn, go for the 2 boost spots, then you're at like 100 boost and you're chilling. Now this is awkward. Where if you would have went over the 2 boost pads, you could have maybe even went up the backboard, or just chilled at back post, which you might have even gotten this ball. And then this is fine again. Just take the boost, nice. So yeah, that was awkward. Alright, so this is still fine, but here Tanny kind of cuts you off. To be fair, like here, so here you should probably just move up a second, but I don't know what Tanny's what he normally does, or because if you play with those two more often, you probably know if he's gonna push up or not. And then here you should have probably just turned left, which I was talking about earlier. You want to normally have a player on the other side of the field. So here you're 3 on the right side and no one on the left, and then this ball goes left, and now it's awkward because who's gonna go? Where normally if there's a second guy on the left or a third guy on the left, which you could have been, then you can just commit for this and Tanny will know, or should probably just back off because he's second and on the right side, and not on the left side, and the ball's on the left side. So that made this awkward, and then here this should be fine again. I'll probably go for this with Tanny because he has a lot of time here and just kind of passes them the ball. That's very lucky they didn't score that. So you want to challenge this. Turning right here does nothing. So you just, now here, like here you probably can already see he's not gonna get to the ball, and they will probably, or hey, Bills will probably get to the ball. So here you just want to rush for it and jump, like kind of pre-jump, save this. You're in a position where you cannot go back to net anymore, because you'll probably be too late if they put it somewhere to the left or even high, like I don't know. Here you just want to rush for it because the hit Tanny had was just bad, and then he just passed him the ball. So here, just either pre-jump, try and pre-jump save it, or just rush for it, whatever. Just do your best, try and make the best of the situation. Because if you turn right here, then you give them so much, um, not necessarily opportunities, but you give them a chance to shoot. They could maybe even, if they see you turning, they could maybe even catch it and then pass it, and then it's a goal for sure. But shooting this should also already have been a goal. Where you could have probably been there to save it. It was a pretty bad shot, to be fair. Like if you just straight up rush for this, it's fine. You would have been there. So then here again, like this is awkward. So you're second here. So you should probably just go for this, and then you see Feen coming out. So here you need to chill again. I don't know what their tendencies are, if they're really chasey or not. So here, I mean, it probably was your ball to go for it, but if someone's chasing, you should notice that and not double commit, because it doesn't make sense. And then this should be yours. Nice. Try and hit this, like, here you have way more time. So this guy just committed, and then this guy just committed. So there's probably not gonna be anyone close to that, and if there is, that's fine. So you want to hit this low towards your corner, so it bounces up or rolls up the wall. If it rolls up the wall, you have some boost to follow it up, and then maybe get a pass middle or get a 50 on the wall. That's perfectly fine. But this is kind of, now it's kind of awkward, and you give them the ball. He gave you the ball back though, so you should clang it here. Which again, you can maybe even control this here, which would have probably been better because there's no one close. This guy just committed and has an awkward landing probably, if you see him right now. And Leaf is going back, I think. Oh no, okay, Leaf's coming in. But that's still fine. You could maybe catch and flick this, or if you get a really hard boom, that's fine too. But that wasn't really this. This follow-up is fine again. Try and go for it again. That's a good try. And here you go back fast. So there you miss some paths. So here, this is fine, and then you kind of turn for this where you don't need to. You need to go back here, and just go. So I'll show you. And just go over these paths, and then maybe if the back bush there, you'll take that too. All right, let's go back. Oh my lord, what just happened? Okay. Oh yeah, but you take that, that's fine, and then you want to control this again. That was good. So this was really good. This was a good touch. So you get it past him. If it rolls up the wall, that's fine too. And then you can go for it again here. That guy was pretty close though, but you did fine. Trying to clear that. You just want to go back. So this is just awkward for him. So here, this ball is awkward for him. So you either go for this immediately, but if you let it bounce, then there's no reason for you to be there, because he can easily get that then. Here I would just go back, or from post in this case, because he kind of needs to go for this anyway. You could also go for it. But if you go for it, then do it now. Like, go faster and put it in your right corner. And now that's really awkward. Just rush for it. That's fine. Maybe jump for this, because like if you jump, the reason why you want to jump is if you don't jump, you just cover less part of the net. If you jump, you cover a little bit of the bottom side and pretty much all of the top side of the part the part of the net you're covering anyway. If you don't jump, then it's probably an easier goal, or a higher chance they will score, because they will probably shoot it up somewhere anyway. Maybe middle for a pass. You want to be more to the right here. Okay, but he kind of fucked the pass. So here you want to be more to the right. Yeah, I'm not even sure if you're third or second here. So from here, you see Tanny kind of moving up, which he probably is moved up a little bit. Yeah, so he's ready for this pass, which means you should probably chill. Moving up could be fine too, because he should maybe see you, but you're way too much to the left here. That Feen isn't probably gonna get a pass to you unless he fakes it. I don't know if you guys are pretty sweaty in comps, but if you are, then maybe he could have called that, but yeah. And here try and take their boost. I don't know if it was up. I don't know if it's up because of replay and shit. But if it is, try and take it. And then here, so when you're moving back, so you have 60 boost here. Okay, you waste a little bit, and then you flip, and then here you either flip again or you use a little boost to go supersonic. Oh, you do. So that's fine actually. I thought you didn't go supersonic. Okay, yeah, there you use a little boost to go supersonic. That's fine. Because lots of people will like use a little boost and flip, or use a little boost or only flip once and they won't go supersonic, and that's just, then you're just wasting your boost. So so it was an awkward rotation back, I'll say that much, and I think your team is double committed. They did. So here, after this happens, you see it drop, you either go for a bump here or go for the ball. Because your team is just committed, they're probably not going to be ready for this. And seeing as two of their players are rotating back and this guy is also rotating back, you could probably just catch this. And then here, you kind of take yourself out of the play because of it. So here, you don't go for the ball, you don't go for the bump. And then here, you move up with nothing. There's really nothing you can do here. So I just go back earlier, or you could go for a bump and get some small pads maybe. But I would not suggest doing that with zero boost. So okay, here you missed like loads of pads again. Here you got that one, and then you missed that one and that one, and then you got that one again. So you missed like 2 or 3 pads, which you could have been almost been a full boost again. So that's fine. Don't stop that much. I think you've done a little more in this match, but here, so you want to just keep moving. You want to keep moving. You don't want to stop at all. You don't want to stop like pretty much ever in the game. If the flow is good, then you never have to stop in Rocket League pretty much, and you never have to use reverse. So here, just keep moving. Just keep moving. It's fine. If it's just holding and accelerate, that's fine. If you keep moving, you have a higher chance at beating someone to the ball or whatever. So here, just go for boost. So here you just want to go for boost. So you have 0 boost, and if you could get this demo, then it could be good. But there's no real reason to go for this demo, as Feen should be able to just commit for this, and I don't think they're gonna get a pass out. So if you go for boost, it will be worth more for your team. So and then here, there, so you should have went for the boost, and then you would have probably been in this play. Now you don't have the boost, so you're not really in this play. You do get the 2 pads. So here, and then here you should realize this is your ball, but then you turn left for whatever reason, and then you do go for it, but you could have been there earlier already. Then here, just go for boost, which should be fine. So okay, here, this is fine. Taking the boost is perfectly fine, but here just use a little boost and then just flip. The ball isn't gonna go anywhere crazy towards you, so you can flip here. Normally, if you expect a boomer clear or something, you don't flip, and you just use this boost to go supersonic. But you use 40 boost to go supersonic, which you could have done with like 20-ish and a flip. And this is fine again. Here you stop again. So you don't want to stop. You don't want to stop ever. So if you want to turn left, because he's probably gonna clear it left, that's fine. Just turn left, but don't stop. Don't stop. Keep moving. So here, that's good patience. You might have been able to flick this middle actually. Like the first touch wasn't that good, but the what you did here was really good, because like no one's close to the ball, you're gonna control it. You have like maybe a second or two to control this, and then maybe flick it middle or try and get a 50 middle. So what you did was good. Just this first touch wasn't that good, and here just rotate out. So there, just flip. So again here, just straight up, you already used the boost. Maybe even go for the pat and use that boost, and then try and flip to the middle boost or something. Your team should be fine with you going middle boost as there's like or two teammates back. Um, Here, this doesn't do anything, and now you're out of the play for long. You could have already had the boost and be ready for this. So here again, you use loads of boost for no reason. Here you don't even need to boost. So you see Leaf committing, and the other guy is on the wall properly fucked. I don't know what happened to him, but so here you don't even need to boost. You could just flip back if you don't trust the situation. You're probably fine just chilling here. So yeah, you wasted like 30 boosts, 40 boosts for nothing. And then this touch. So here again, you want to just put it in your corner probably. So just try and maybe like side flip it into the corner or something. You're probably gonna beat this guy to the ball. Which means if you put it on the wall and you can follow it for another 50 or something, you just play this first guy already, and then you can maybe even play so serial killer is gonna go after you hit this ball, obviously. If you put it on the wall and maybe try and get a 50, you could even get it past him maybe, which means you just play two players pretty much for nothing. If that makes sense. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense. So if you put this on the wall, and then you could have played serial killer maybe. And here again, you just want to be faster. So just you don't even need to look at the situation too much in these kind of situations. The reason for that is if they're scoring this, they're scoring this. If you're gonna look at the situation too much, it's not gonna help you, unless it's like some crazy dumb situation where you need to turn for this, but it's probably just Feen's ball. So here, just go over the middle path you see, and then the two other paths, which is pretty much a perfect path to the back post always. So you just jump for this, that's good. That's unlucky. So jumping for this is fine, because you know this guy just committed. And the other guy also just committed. He committed right here, I think. Yep. So he's out of the play, and then this guy's out of the play. And now you need to commit for this, obviously. So here again, that's the thing right here. So here you kind of hesitate, I guess. But if you just would have went back post and would have went over this pat and then the other three, you would have been back post like right now. And then you can assess the situation better. You maybe even went up the backboard or whatever, or you're still at the back post or in the net but a little further back, which makes reading this way easier, because the ball's not directly above you but like a little bit to the side, which obviously, like, if the ball is directly above you, it's like the hardest to hit. So yeah, but jumping for this is fine, and you did a good job actually at protecting the angle here, which I think if you would have shot it might have went in, but you might have touched it too. Alright, and then here, alright, again, so here the last guy wants to go for boost, which you guys do, but to the left in this case, because Feen is coming from the left side of the diagonal, so you want to take the left boost as last guy. But cheating here is good. Okay, you didn't cheat. I thought you were gonna cheat. But yeah, here, yes, as second, you wanna cheat. So if you would have cheated, you would have been there probably, or at least ready for a 50 or something. So it is kind of awkward. So that hit was actually fine, unless your teammate called you off, which he might have. But oh no, actually we're gonna beat him to the ball anyway. So yeah, I think this hit is fine. But then here, this landing is really awkward. You probably just want to land so you can go back post here. And now, like, you're out of the play. Here you need to commit, which you do, which is good. And then here you need to go back post again. So that's good. So that's almost the path you need to take. I was talking about. So if you take the other path too, it's perfect, pretty much. So it is fine, and then you take this path and then the other path, but you missed the last path then. Alright, here just be middle. It's good. Try not do this too much. So it's normally pretty good, and I understand the situation you're in. You're 2-0 down, you're 11 seconds. So of course you want to bump here, but don't try and do this too much with 0 boost. If you don't know, like if you know your teammate is scoring, if you get the bump or if you disrupt the, if you can get your opponent to jump or whatever, awkwardly, that is a high chance of scoring. Then go for it for sure. The reason you don't want to go for this for with 0 boost is if you miss the bump or your teammate cannot get a shot on net, you're gonna take a long time to recover. But it might have just been the time that you went for this, which then it's fine. But okay, that's an awkward touch. All right, all right, and that's the game from your perspective. We'll go for the other two also. So here I already said it. So here, you should go for boost and you should cheat because of the diagonal coming from the right. Should be him, yes. So this is also kind of a waste again. So here he sees this, and then here you can see no one's going for this, which means Tanny has more time for this. To probably you could control it. You could still bang it. Banging it is fine. It's almost always fine unless they're all in defense. But this is just kind of passing them the ball, and now he's way too far for this challenge to ever go into his favor. Rotating out is fine like this. Okay, here don't turn. Like more aggressive players will turn, and maybe if Feen is very passive, he will not turn for this. I don't like doing this, especially because the hit you got wasn't that good. That you cannot really expect the attack to come from here, which it would have probably been better to just go back boost, got full boost, and then get ready for a counter attack or something. But here, okay, here you see like serial killers kind of fucking up because he didn't expect the bounce, I guess. And then here he kind of wants to go in again. Here he cuts his teammate off for sure. So that's what I'm talking about. So here, Feen should be on the right side, and Tanny should be on the left. Actually, like ideally, it will be on the other side, because if you're first man and you're on the left side of the field, you want your second to be on the right, because of possible passing plays and whatnot, and the third be on the same side as your first man. So I don't know. Tanny kind of cuts him off, and here too, like this should have been Feen already, but Feen should have probably be on the right, because if the second is on the same side as the first, you should probably be on the other side of the field. Okay, but let's go back to Tanny. So, and here he also wastes so much boost to go supersonic. So here he can already see the ball is going to the right no matter what. Haybills is not hitting this. If he is, it's still going to the right. It doesn't matter. So just boost a little, like 10 to 20, and flip. You're supersonic. Like now you use what 35 to go supersonic. Like that's a waste, and then he doesn't read this at all. So here you just want to move in. Here you just want to rush. Rushing this is fine, and you also need to jump for this. So again, there he doesn't flip to go supersonic, which is a waste. And here he needs to go back anyway. Here he like going in the path he's going right now is fine. If he turns left to go straight over the middle paths, so here just like you would have, okay, a little bit back, you diagonally flip to the left and went over the middle paths, would have probably been better. Which he kind of does here now, but just too late. Like now he really, like he cannot do much here in defense. He's too far. Well, he could probably touch this ball, but it's just awkward. And I think he actually tried to go for it, but he just side flipped. And then here you should just go on the backboard. So here, this was already an awkward rotation. because now he's at front post. He's not defending anything really, except for the bottom left part and maybe a little bit of the top left part of the net. But here's just fine to go on the backboard, because this will normally happen. And if that doesn't happen, you should have a guy back post who's ready for this, or for a ball that doesn't go high. And sometimes the attacking player will also just take it up the corner, which if you go up the backboard, you're fine. You can just challenge that. And then he should realize that that's probably not his ball anymore. Okay, and then this was really risky too. So here he's still fine, but here you should see Feen is committing, and as third here, you don't want to commit as heavily as he is doing, at least, because you're out of the play, and then Feen is gonna commit for this. If this is a harder shot, that's a goal, because he committed for no reason really. But he is pretty lucky, and it doesn't go as fast as it should. And then he got demoed. So here again, like Tanny. Okay, so Tanny is pretty chasey. He wants to hit the ball. Whereas I don't know, Feen could also be in the wrong area. It's close. But here I would just stay back, definitely, because she just got demoed. A player like Feen should probably think, oh, okay, I need to go for this because our guy just got demoed. And you cannot know if he spawned left or right unless you call it out, of course. Where here you just chill. Like now again, it's wasted boost as someone was gonna commit anyway, and then here it's just super awkward. So here you should probably see he's gonna get beat, and then just turn to goal. But he shouldn't have been in this place in the first place, because you don't want to commit for this. And then he could have probably just 50'd that or whatever. Also, I actually didn't look at this, but you wanna always flip in your kickoff. You wanna flip, and then flip again if you're at, or flip into the ball, cause that's just gonna cost you kickoff goals. If you don't flip, you're too slow if you don't do that, and you also waste boost, cause you're always gonna use all of your. Okay, so here again. So going for this mid boost is fine. It's what you need to do. It's pretty much always the correct play. But here you just want to rush back to net. So just use this boost and then flip. Here, if you flip, you're supersonic already. But here you use this boost and you're not even supersonic, which is an issue. You want to be faster. You want to be bim bam. And then I don't know how the fuck he got that touch, or if that was just a bounce or whatever. Okay, and that's awkward again. So he's very kind of ball chasey-ish, I guess. So here you probably just want to go back post anyway, but rotating ball side for this is okay too normally, because the opponents can't really do that much, and you can start an attack faster if he goes for this. If he went for this differently, he could have actually followed it up on the wall and then got an hit. And then here he cuts. He just completely cuts. So he didn't hit this. So here you just need to go back pretty much, because Feen is not hitting that most likely. So using the boost is kind of dumb. But then again, this should be fine. But here he should realize there's so much time. So here he saw them all. So Hey Bills is going back, and Leaf is also returning. So this serial killer is just trying to buy some time for his team, kind of. So here you should see there's literally no one that will ever beat him to this ball, unless serial killer is a mechanical genius or reads this play perfectly, which will not happen. You have way more time for this. Just let it bounce off the wall and then catch it. Maybe even, I don't think the boost is up because he just took it. Oh, I'm not sure. And then you can start an attack. Way more control, way more, like, less panicky, I guess. Because no one was ready for that. So this should be fine. And then, okay, he needs to hit it here. So this was fine, and then letting him go is fine too. Getting the boost is fine. And then here, he should have probably already hit it here, but he was just late for turning. And then you definitely need to hit it there, which his intention was good. You just want to clear this. That should be fine too. Go back post. Try and jump for it. That's honestly fine, but he just wasted some boost here, I think. Yeah, so here he has 30. I don't know why he goes up the wall, because you're following this ball and he's just not in a good position for anything really. So he should probably just go back. And I don't know, he wasted all of his boost doing nothing. And then here, of course, they should score that. So okay, that's really bad. So here, Feen clears it and is gonna follow it up. He missed this pad, and then he decides to rotate straight into net, which will never ever be good unless you're a god at squishy saving. This is just really awkward for you, because how are you ever gonna say, like, imagine Feen got a bad 50, or just his first touch was really bad and they got the ball. Here you're not gonna save anything. If you were back post or going over the same path, I was talking about, you have about 30 boost, and you have a way better angle and coverage of the net. Where here, lots of players do this. It's so bad. They drive into net and then power slide one way. But okay, what are you really covering here? Like, just ask yourself that. Like, what are you really covering here of the net? Like, maybe 20% if you're lucky, if you're good at saving at weird angles. Then you're covering 20% of the net. And then being at pretty much no momentum at all doesn't help. Okay, so then going over these paths is fine. It should be his ball. So okay, this ball is going really slowly, and here, like here, you should see. Again, no one's beating you to this ball. So you could even maybe let this bounce and then put a banger on net. Going for the aerial is fine too, but this aerial is just bad. And you maybe even leave too early for this aerial, honestly, because the ball is just going that slow. Like normally it goes faster off this back wall, but because it's going so slow, you can probably just wait for it to drop a little bit. Like, cause this is just an awkward aerial. So here he should have. So here is definitely a thing to turn off your ball cam to see if mid boost is up or back boost and where your third is. Cause you just saw you, but he doesn't know where the third is. So he doesn't know where he needs to go here. And now he sees him, but this is again bad rotation. Because what are you really covering here? You're really covering nothing. Just a little part of the net, obviously, but it's just bad. So here again, taking this pad is fine, and this should be fine too. Maybe moved up a little bit too much. It's difficult to say, but you can probably. Alright, this is actually kind of difficult to say. So here, that was a clang. And then this was another clang. This is probably Tanny's ball, but as Feen is already there and he jumps up, it's kind of awkward. I don't know what you guys are, or if you guys are in comms saying shit like that, but okay, so here that was the bad hit. So here you could be, it could either be comms, you clean this up and say, okay, I'm going or whatever, which he might have called it, because Tanny did not commit in the end, but it was probably his ball. It's difficult to say though, because they were both kind of pushing up. So, and then here again, this is definitely I guess mostly awareness for Tanny to work on, which is difficult to work on, but this you just let it go. You're fine. You don't need to hit this. If you hit it, it will pretty much always be bad. Uh, the reason why, like, okay, let's go back here. So this is a really bad touch by Leaf. But why would you hit this? Unless you bang it, or unless you're like, you could bang this, but then you also need to bang it, which he might have been going for, but this touch was just bad. And if you just let this go, if you just let this roll, it's perfectly fine. You can just control it. Maybe if the boost is up, get the boost, and then go off the wall. But hitting this is pretty much always a waste, as you have lots of time and space. And so here, that should have been the goal that I was talking about. And then here, he cheat. So this was good. So here, chasing is good. He does get a bad 50. It could have been a better 50 probably, if you went a little more. So normally you want to be perfectly between your goal and the ball, which he isn't. He's a little bit more to the right. So obviously this 50 could still go middle, where if you're more between the ball and the goal, it most likely will get killed, or you'll get a better 50 at least, because this is a bad 50. But yeah, they don't score off this, which they should have probably again. And then here he doesn't. He cuts the rotation kind of again. So here going for the middle boost is fine. Like more aggressive players like to do this anyway. It should be fine. But then here, okay, so he wastes all of that boost to not go back post and not demo him. And then he's here. Okay, so this is not a defensive rotation at all. So okay, imagine someone going back like this. You're defending nothing of the net now. So you should have just went back post behind Feen, and then Feen can move up. Here, you just cut him off. He thinks, what the fuck are you doing? You're literally cutting me off for no reason. You got the 100 boost, but you're back with 40. You could have just literally drove over a couple of pads and got that. So this is just really bad. You should just... So here, you should just go back. So here you should... So after that, that should have probably been a goal. But Serial Killer completely beans it. So here you just go back post. And not back like that. So this is okay. Like here again, it's the... He also stops, which... He just used some boost to get up to speed and then stop is always awkward. So... Okay, from here, you bang it, which is fine. And here he should have probably just turned left and collected some pads in your own half. But he pushes up, which always makes it awkward, and then turns again. And this is fine. So here it's perfectly fine. But here he decides to use some boost, even though he doesn't know if you can get this again, or if they're gonna clang it. Feen is definitely not in a position to get back. So then here he has to stop, and then if he just didn't use that boost right here, he would have been driving slowly but still at a decent pace towards the ball, and he wouldn't have stopped here because he wouldn't have needed to, because he wouldn't have used the boost, which means he could probably challenge this, but now he can't anymore because he needs to go from no speed at all to fully again. Okay, and here again he just needs to be faster. So here this is a pass from Feen to the opponents. So here you just need to again go back post. Just use the boost you have, or you could also flip twice if you wanna save the boost. But do go back post. Like here again, you rotate straight into the net, or you don't even rotate straight to the net because Feen was like, oh fuck this shit, I'm defending the net. And then here you're not doing anything again. This is nothing. This is a nothing precision. This is like the what's it called? The no man's land, pretty much. And then here you just want to. So here, okay, Feen decides to move up, which is weird. You either go on the back post or backboard, or um, stay in the net, not in front of the net like this. So if you're behind the line a little bit, it's easier to save balls than where you are right now. Um, you don't have to commit for that anyway. So this should be fine. Commit for it, which should be fine. So here, okay. So if he was behind the line or on the backboard, which he could have been, this ball becomes 10 times easier. And now, like, I already said this in this replay, I think. If you're directly under the ball, it's the hardest ball to hit ever. You don't want to be under the ball ever, pretty much. Where if he's behind the line or on the backboard, it's fine. But from here, it's just so fucking difficult to hit the ball. Obviously, you're still able to do it, but it's so difficult, and you have no clue what's happening on the field. Like, you cannot see anything. You cannot see anything. You don't know where anyone is. You don't know if someone's committing for this or if they're really far. Maybe it's an open net. Maybe they're both really far pushed up. If you're on the backboard, you can literally see the whole field. If you're behind the line, it should still be fine. But from here, it's just really difficult. And then there was literally no one there, but you didn't know because the ball is literally right above you, which you cannot see anything. So here, go for back boost and back post is fine, and then here moving up is fine. So okay, here Tomoose, you're actually in the wrong, I'd say, because this definitely Tanny that should move up here because it's on the right, and that should have been a pass and scoring. I would say though, this is definitely like Tanny has to move up here, but if he sees you moving up, I would just turn here. That's something I would do. More aggressive player definitely like pushes up still. The reason why I would turn it is because I can see, in this case, you would be moving up, and you probably don't see me, which makes sense because again, that's the thing with the ball being more above you. You cannot see more of the field. So here you definitely don't see him, and you probably also didn't hear him, which means you're gonna be pushing up. Where if he didn't call you off or set like he was going for it, obviously you're still gonna go because you don't see him. But that should have been Tanny moving up. But at this point, and definitely like in solo queue, this is in solo queue of course. But if this something happened to you in solo queue, then you should just turn here as Tanny, because you could see like you're probably not turning. And then again, he tried to go for this. So this is again the thing with the I think it's in a Gregan video too. I don't know which one it is, but I might just link it in the description or something. But it's the one where he has the midline as like, you don't want to cross it, or you want in some cases of course you want to cross it, but in this case, two of your teammates are on the left side of the field and you're on the right side, which probably means you should stay on the right side because you'll have less coverage if you're all on the same side, which now you are. He should have seen you were way closer to this than him, and not committed for this. Of course, he was second, and this was probably his ball from here. Okay, not from here, but from here. This is him being second, 100%. But at this point where he sees you moving up, and definitely after this hit, this is not his anymore, ever. Here he should just turn back and not kind of commit for this. And now he's fucked, needs to go back, and there's just nothing left of the attack. And then him committing for this, fine. I don't know why Feen went. And now it's awkward again. This should be fine though. So that's again kind of a waste. So here he probably should just put it to the right, because you can then turn for it and go on the wall, or go for a 50 maybe. This is again just a waste. He gets a bad touchdown. Can turn for it. I don't know why he went off ball cam here. So here, this ball's coming towards him, and he can probably either pass his middle or get a touch on this or bump one of the opponents. He does neither and just goes for boost, which now okay, that's just really awkward. Okay, this is so here now you have the boost, but you have no real position. You're not in a position where you can really play it. You just need to go back in this case. I don't know why you side flip there. And then this again is really awkward. And then turning for that is also really awkward. So here you probably thought like, what the fuck is he doing? Because he side flipped here, and then he went for this, and then he went for this again, which he probably just should have left. And then here again, you just need to go back post. Like, unless you can see that this guy is gonna get it middle some way somehow, or you can beat him to it, then definitely rush it. But normally it's just go back post. And then here just leave it. That's good. He needs to go back fast here though. Like here, he can see Feen, and you can assume from what he can see that you're probably on the right somewhere, or yeah, on the right for him, and you're gonna go for this ball and maybe pass it to Feen or get a shot on that, whatever. So he just needs to go back and collect pass or get the big boost, like faster. Like here he like, why is he driving like that? Why doesn't he flip? Like either commit for it or just go back. Like here he just wasted some like 2-3 seconds doing nothing, where he could have already had the boost or could have already committed for the ball. And then this is his ball, of course. This is a waste again. So normally what you want to do with this is put it on the backboard so your teammates can go for it. You can also put a banger on net, which this obviously wasn't. You could also try and fake and whatever. Obviously way more things could have been done with this than what was done here. But normally put it on the backboard, especially because you can see that the last guy isn't going on the backboard. Okay, I don't know what that is. So here, jumping out of the goal is fine. It's probably just better to like do a squishy save thingy and then flip, because you'll be back faster. Here jumping off and wave dashing on the ground is also fine to rotate back, but here don't turn. Here turning for this, it doesn't make sense at all. Like, okay, so this was still fine because you just committed for that, and then here you could have wave dash or like squishy save flip out of the net, whatever that would be called. But here you should see Leaf is gonna clear this. And if you turn for this and he gets a clean clear past Feen, you just left your teammate in a 1v3 or 1v2 maybe, whatever. So turning for this is dumb, and then turning again is dumb. So here turning is already dumb because of what I just said, and then here turning again is also dumb because your other teammate just went past their net, probably is gonna collect their boost, and it's here still. You're not sure what's gonna happen to this ball. Only here you know what's gonna happen with the ball. So here, if you were going back, you could maybe turn for this or not, depending on where your other teammate is. But now you're just too close. So committing the furthest fine. So here you don't want to go ball side. Here you probably just want to go back post. But that actually seemed fine. It kind of depends on what your team. Nah, this actually seems fine. But this is just more awkward because of it. But it should be fine. So here you want to jump earlier, of course. So here this hit by Tomoose wasn't the best. And you should see he's probably going to commit for this. If you get faked here, that's fine. You just want to jump earlier. You probably want to jump there already. Yeah. And then here again, you're just slow to rotate. So going for this boost, I'd say is fine, because you can also kind of feel out the play. But here you just need to go supersonic. Doesn't matter which way you feel is best at the moment. Which here it would have probably been best to Boost to supersonic. Reason being, if this gust does go on the backboard, you can follow it up. Because if you flip, then you're kind of fucked for a second. Because you cannot turn for it. Where you could have been the one going up for the aerial and then hitting it off the backboard somewhere. And then here again, so here, if you're last and the diagonal kickoff taker's coming from the left, you wanna take the left boost and not the right one. Oh, that's unlucky. So here he probably pushed up a little bit too much, which just makes it more difficult for himself to hit this ball. But he still got a good hit, I guess. And then here, he probably didn't meant to double jump there and actually flip into it, which would have been fine then, because then you get a decent 50 probably. So here again, this is just really awkward. If you're a team and you do this more often, then you could do it. Some people even say that ball side rotating is fine, but in my opinion, it's just not. Like here, if you literally went back post, this would not be awkward. Like now, I don't know. This is just weird. This is just a weird situation. And then you even tried to go for the ball, which would have even been weirder. But if you were back post, it's perfectly fine, and makes it very clear for your teammates what you're doing. I don't know. I don't even know. Like turning again here. Like I mean, it's the last couple of seconds of the game, and you're probably already lost. But yeah. And then that happens. All right. All right, but we have one more player to go for. It's Feen. All right. Let's go over Feen. So here Feen does flip. That's good. Takes a boost. And then wastes 30 boost for nothing. So that's definitely also a thing. Like lots of players still waste so much boost, which they don't need to. So here, I mean, why are you boosting? Why just waste 33 boost for nothing? You could have done the same without boost and be in the same position, but like 0.2 seconds later, maybe. And again, like you don't need to hit that button. So here, then it's fine again, going for the boost. So here you want to move to the right faster because of Tanny not being there. Normally this would be a fine position because Tanny should probably be on the right. But in this case, because he isn't, you probably need to move to the right faster. Here you can see he is going, so you can just chill. That's fine. Challenge, nice. That's good. So that's a perfect use of boost pretty much. So here he has some boost, flips, uses his boost and flips, and then he's supersonic, and he has the 100 boost. You should probably come in for this. So you have loads of boost, and you probably just want to position behind the line here, but you can definitely hit that ball. Again, this should be your ball. That was. So here you should see he's gonna turn for this, which probably means you don't jump for it, but try and get between the ball and the goal, which you don't. You even flip to the left, which makes less sense. Because if you flip right here, you probably would have hit it actually, and then you missed the boost, which is awkward. Let Tomoose go. That's fine. And so yeah, here. Again, that's the thing with the line. You should expect your third to be on the left here, which here you're kind of cutting him off. And then you got about hit too. It's awkward. It's really awkward. You probably should have. So here you probably don't commit for it even. You could, but. Your third is probably gonna be on the left side. But yeah, jump for this earlier and get a good 50. If you jump this late, you're pretty much always gonna get fucked on a 50, especially on Dominus. So that's yours. You need to go up the wire. So you probably thought it was gonna bounce middle or something, but I mean that's just reads. I won't go into that, but you just go up the wall and try and follow it up. Alright, so here, this hit was already bad. Which if you want to go for this, that's fine, but go for it now. And not this late. Like here, you would have already been beaten if the opponents were ready for this pass. They would have already been here to score it. And this is just too late to go for. So we want to go for it earlier. And then the bounce is really bad, so you turn left here, or right here. The reason why, if you follow this up, you're never ever gonna hit this ball probably. If you do, you're lucky, because they didn't beat you to it, which they really should, and they do. So I would just turn right there and go on the backboard. Going for this boost is fine. Don't use that boost. So here, this was perfectly fine, and flipping you don't need to. You were already supersonic. But then don't use that boost anymore. You're supersonic. Unless you, obviously there's like a 5% difference or some shit, but you don't need that here. And the turning here was good. So the boost usage was not good, but then you see this guy's gonna miss, which this turn, or not miss, but he's gonna get a bad touch. So you realize that and you turn, which is really good, and then try to go for it, which is fine. He beat you to it, but that happens. So here you miss 1 million paths. So you miss this spot, and then you miss this spot, and you could have driven over the other path maybe. That should be fine. That's good. So that's what I was saying with taking the ball off the wall in defense and getting 50 or something, or a pass middle. In this case, you got a 50, which is fine. Don't do this. There's no reason to. So here, you're not, like, you either go for a bump or just rotate out. You're not gonna get a goal here if you do this, ever. And then that bump was good. And going for this boost is fine. Okay, that's fine too. But that, again, using boosted supersonic is not really fine. So here, you didn't need to use that. And this is yours. Just let it bounce. Just don't rush for this. So here, this hit is pretty bad. Reason why is he's so far. You're gonna beat him to this ball always. So you could just let it go up the wall. You could even leave it, which you kind of did, I guess, but because like that ball will never be a threat, pretty much. And yeah, from this perspective, it does seem fun to go for this. Take the boost, rotate back. This is fine. So here, that's again awareness thingy. He did. The other guy should have probably been rotating back, but you still need to rush for this. And then they didn't score, which is a miracle. And I don't know what you're doing here, so you didn't fully go back post, which is already iffy. And then you started pushing for this, which kind of doesn't make sense. And I'm going for that again. Does make sense. So you're back, which is fine. You're chilling. You could catch this, which you don't. Just catch this. So they just double committed, and you can literally see that third. He's miles away from the ball. You're fine. You can catch this, flick it, or whatever. Normally, it's just the best thing to do here is just catch this, and then you can dribble it from there. You can flick it. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. This is just passing them the ball, pretty much. That's kind of what he wants. Where if you catch it and then dribble him, you just plate one guy and the other two just double commit it. So that's probably not much boost on their side. Okay, let's go back. So here, it does seem fine, but here you want to go on the backboard then. So here this is fine because you can see Tomoose gonna get it. But then here you want to go on the backboard. Reason why you don't know if Tomoose is getting this, Tanny shouldn't also be here, but I already went over that. But if you're on the backboard, it's just way better to defend pretty much anything. Rush for this, yes. Follow it up. Don't stop. Don't stop, don't do that. That will always fuck you up. Just keep your speed. Jump off. What really bothered me when I was doing like hits off the wall at first was that I would jump and like the momentum would be so much that I just overshot the ball always. But just do a training pack or something where you keep your speed and go off the wall, and then you want to flip into it. So here you just want to jump off with speed, don't stop, and either hit this off the backboard, try and double touch it, or get a pass middle. This again should be fine. Yeah, you don't commit for this. So here, after this hit, you just go back post. There's no reason to go for this. You're probably gonna be late anyway, and then here again, this is just awkward. So you guys are definitely defending from under the ball way too much. If you go on the backboard, you have loads of boost. You're gonna get that ball. Where if you don't, this is just way easier for the opponents to read and hit than for you and your teammates. So they didn't hit it here. So they didn't hit it here, and here you probably want to turn off ball cam because again, balls directly above you, you don't see shit. This will always be awkward, and then you just pass it to because you didn't know where they were because the ball was above you. So here there should be a clang. That's fine. And then here you wanna, okay, so after this you should see Tanny's gonna go for this and try and pass it middle maybe. You don't want to go for this. You're not gonna score from here either. Like you have no boost. How are you gonna adjust? You cannot arrow shot this because the ball is literally going too fast. It's gonna bounce up too high for you to get to. So even going for this is you're probably not scoring that. Where if you stay middle and Tanny gets a pass out, that's a goal. And here go for your back post. That's fine. The commit was kind of rushy. You could have chilled a little more and then see what he's gonna do with the ball. That was just awkward. For this boost is fine. Going for this is fine. Just take that boost if it's up. Nice. Try and demo. See, this is also what I was saying with the recovery. That's a good recovery. But then don't use that boost anymore. So here that was fine. And here you just want to collect pads. You're already supersonic. You don't need to use the boost. Here again you can just catch this, get it up the wall. Okay, you did catch it. Not the best touch, but the ID was perfect. So here catch it and then maybe flick it, or catch it and get it on the wall. Execution wasn't that good, obviously, but I won't go into that. That's fine. You probably jump a little earlier, which you just waste boost pretty much. You could jump a little later for that. Oh, here you probably just want to go. So yeah, this was a pretty awkward goal, I guess. So that hit wasn't the best. Because here you wanna put it in the corner and let it roll up. So pretty much it's difficult, but just try and do that as much as you can. Because if it rolls up the wall, it's pretty much always fine. This is just better for them because it keeps the speed in the play, and for them it's just so easy to read this, and you're out of the play for a little bit, and then they put it on the backboard. And for Tomoose, obviously, this is really fucking difficult to hit because again, from under the ball. Yeah, from here you don't want to commit, obviously, and then yeah, that's just a goal. I don't know. That's fine. Go for the boost. Nice. Stay middle. Nice. And then there you should probably just commit. So here, that was not a good touch. He can not do that much with it because he didn't get a soft touch. It was a pretty hard touch. You could probably just commit for that earlier and try and get a 50. That was fine. And then here turning is good too because it's 2-0 with 20 seconds left. So here you don't want to get this close. So again, that's with the line. You're too close here. You're too close here. Alright, small interruption. So yeah, you're too close here. You want to be middle, ready for a pass. Hope it goes mid, especially with the time and the score. And then that could have been a goal actually. Cause you had quite some time for this to shoot it like top left or just middle, cause Tomoose was going for a bump anyway. Hey, I mean, at this point in time, you don't even want to rotate out. You just want to stay up here. Like, going back is not going to do anything with this score and time. Obviously, in a normal, if this was 0-0 with 5-4 minutes left, this is obviously fine. But in this case, you just need to hope for a miracle. And then this touch, obviously, is shit. But I don't think I need to go into that too much. So I guess to summarize a little bit, except for Tanny, I guess, Feen and Tomoose do stop a little too much. Like, try and keep the momentum in there. Don't waste too much boost. And for all of you, I think back post rotate more. Go for go for these pots. Oh fuck. So go for so depending on which way you need to go for back post, obviously it's this path and then that path, or this path and that path to go back post. Again, Gregans video, you need to go through the gate, whatever, blah blah blah. So pretty much just be close to the back post, not far out, because it's gonna be more difficult to save. As a team, the line is definitely a thing. So just think of the midfield line as literally a line you only want to cross if you can, which normally means if both of your teammates are there, you don't cross it. And generally, your first guy is probably, like, let's say first guy is on the right side, then your second guy wants to be on the left side because it's easier to receive a pass and score from that, and that means the third guy is also on the right. What else? Tanny probably don't rotate into net, but rotate back post definitely. Like, that's definitely a big issue. What else is there? Defend more from the backboard, or more defend from the backboard. I don't think I've seen you guys ever drive off the backboard, which is very strong position to defend from, obviously, because if the opponents get a ball on the backboard, it's just super easy for them to read and score from it, put a banger on net. Where if you're in net, you're probably not gonna save anything because it's just so difficult. Yeah, so that's definitely a thing. What else? Oh yeah, get the kickoff sorted as a team. I think that's about it. Maybe try and look for each other more, as in try and get more passes to each other in offense. Although you guys didn't really have much offense in this game because you at the times where you could have controlled the ball, you gave it away pretty much every time, except for the one time. That's at least the only one I remember where Feen caught it, but he didn't get the best flick. But that's one of those situations where you can control it and then try and get a play from there instead of just passing them the ball. Um, and that's about it. Oh yeah, yeah. Also, the if you're defending, try and get the ball in the corner where it goes up instead of bouncing out or really awkwardly for you. And yeah, that's about it. So that was the replay analysis for Tomoose and his teammates. If you're interested in sending in a replay, getting your replay analyzed by me, then you can send one in. That's about it. Yeah. Alright, thank you for watching, and goodbye.